Hey, welcome to another episode. That's the thing. Two
Yep.
Overture.
Yes.
It is episode 3,
Yes.
and it is Wednesday, January the 25th.
Yep. I'm Kevin.
I'm Drew.
I'm Nolan.
All right, let's get down to brass tacks. Treadmills suck.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
do.
they kind of
I
do.
don't like treadmills. I don't like them. I've tried.
Well, ellipticals are fine.
I
I think
enjoy the a
exercise
lot more.
bikes are the top tier.
I just like to
Yeah,
me. I feel like with stationary like cardio, you lose the actually only good part of it, which is moving around and seeing different places. Like
that's
Mm-hmm.
or maybe that's
that's why
it's
you need to get the what's it called? What's the bike that has like
the
a
Peloton.
computer in
The
front of it? Peloton.
Peloton.
The Peloton where you can see like your go. I just like I because it's like I'm not as I like going on my walk, and part of the joy of my walk is that I get to move around and I get to like see what's up. Sometimes you might see a cat or a turtle
That's
or
true.
some
So
birds.
if I'm doing any stationary cardio stuff, I normally just watch something on my phone while I do it. And that's also my time limit for how long I'm doing it.
Oh, okay, well that's a good way to do it. Well, that's why they do it. You get your 20-minute long video, and you're like, all right, let's watch it.
Yep.
Let's watch it on the mill.
A little while ago,
Oh
I
no,
was
I
using.
started a Judy Nicholson video. I'll
Oh
be here
no,
all day.
you're
I
gonna
had the smart move where I was doing my stationary bike, but I was just watching One Piece and catching up.
Well, there you go.
Yep.
The
I
my
should
my
get a
issue
stationary bike.
with
We had room for a stationary bike.
with
Yeah.
stationary bike is I stop doing it if I'm watching something.
Oh no! Listen, listen. I'm a real man, so I took my phone out to the gym and I was watching One Piece in public
Oh
while I
no,
was
that's
exercising.
fine. No one cares.
I'm never scared.
I feel like if you're at like a
Listen, all those 20 something know what One Piece is and watch it too.
I just feel like in general like there's like an overstatement of like if someone is doing any physical activity that someone's gonna be pointing and laughing at you. Where like most people are just gonna say good for that guy or good for that person. They're doing it.
It- Unless you're using it really incorrectly.
Oh well, that's if you're gonna be featured in the Sir Jim comics, where you're just where you're like taking that like pull down weight machine or whatever, and you're trying to do like a push up on top of it, while just having like barbells on your legs, and you're just moving around like yeah.
God, I think of the one where the guy has his like head down on the seat and his legs are like pushing back and up on. I was like, I don't even know how we got to that decision.
Yeah, it's like it's not even close. Are you doing this on purpose, sir? I was always afraid to when I briefly went to a gym. I was afraid to use like the machines because I was like, oh no, I don't want to be that guy. I don't want to be that guy. I
It
already get
gets it
so
gets crushed underneath it, and a bunch of bigger guys come out and have to help you.
yeah, or have to lift embarrassingly small weights. Embarrassingly
Getting
small.
stuck under the barbell and they come over to help it. It's like, wow, sir, that 25 pounds almost killed you.
And I'm like, please, my noodles, they can't lift this.
I think
Look,
for
a
the most part, though,
canister's
it really
nothing.
is. If you're in the gym, no one cares.
Well, yeah, no one
No,
cares.
They're just glad you're at the gym. It's like any dumb hobby. They're just glad more people are coming.
yeah, it's true.
I also think it's just when as you age, I just stop caring.
Mm-hmm.
At least what other like I don't care. Although I say that even though I get very self-conscious, and sometimes like I think people know me and then they honk to signify that they know me, but I don't know if that's that or they're trying to mock me for some reason. That bothers me. Cause I'll just be on my walk and someone will honk at me and I'm like, do you know
Well,
me?
that's just
Are you messing
neurosis.
with me? Please don't tell me you're messing.
Well, I would be rather fine if they were messing with me. That's not the most baffling thing that happened to me.
It's the not knowing that gets me.
The one that's gotten me, and it still gets me to this day, and it's confusing, is when I was walking on one of my
Being
walks.
told that you like Power Rangers.
No, that was in third grade. I understand that. This was like, this was when I was walking, and someone yelled at me that I was the N word, and then drove off, and I was very confused.
Yeah. I'd be less confused. It's more confusing for you.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. Like, I was really confused. I'm like, is this what? What is going on? I didn't know how to react. I still don't know how to
That's just
react.
that's just like the shock culture thing. They're just trying to like get a reaction.
Yeah, I know. I guess that makes the most sense, but it's really confusing.
Yep.
But that's been the most baffling thing that's happened. That's not recent. That's been like years ago. I still get honked at every so often. And it makes me think like is my butt showing? Am I just walking out with like just my butt out for some reason? Is my fly unzipped? Like what's going on?
Did I forget clothes? Am I naked?
Did I go out and did I have one of those dreams but reality where I went to school like in my underwear and I didn't realize it and now I have to like Metal Gear Solid around the school trying to find pants?
Evan, you would know because you would be on a list.
That's true. Man, that I didn't like that dream. So speaking of dreams, what have you guys been up to?
Um. Oh no, you want to talk about Mad God?
Oh yeah, sure.
Yeah, you guys talk about
We
it.
put that off last week because I knew you had seen it, and we hadn't. And I just watched it in the past couple weeks.
Yeah, so what'd
How
you think
would you
about it?
describe that movie?
It
It is
looks
like a sick
amazing.
fever dream.
Yeah, I enjoy looking at it and looking at all the backgrounds, the creatures and everything. Uh,
Yep.
Not really a story to it. Not that much.
No.
Uh, which is kind of what I was hoping for, but
Yeah.
I mean, it
It
looks
is a
great.
man delivering a suitcase.
Yeah, and then and it's not just one man; it's a whole bunch of them that are being sent down to hell, essentially.
I think worse than hell.
Yeah, it's pretty
Double
bad.
Like I
hell.
love
Pretty bad down
that. Like
there.
the opening description where they're just like, and this land will be so cursed that not even your enemies want it if they should conquer you.
Oh, so like actual like what I consider like a more creative hell. Or it's not just like the
Mm-hmm.
fireplace. It's not the lava zone.
It's the. Sorry, I'm going back to it. Oh, the
And
first
it's
one running
gross.
around with the
It's
map
just
is
gross.
pretty cool. Yeah, it's gross. It's like
Mm-hmm.
dripping and disgusting, and
How many births are in the movie?
there's at least
One at
one for
least,
sure.
and it's an impreg birth technically.
Yeah,
There you go.
Not as bad the birth in season 2 Primal, but still pretty
yeah,
birthy.
still. Yes.
Got some of that demon kielbasa.
Like the first area that was neat. I did like the big
Yeah.
war torn area, the other one has to drive through.
Yeah,
Now, if you're like having trouble, like, oh, I'm not explaining it, I can't really explain it. It's you'd have to see it.
yeah, yeah. I can't.
It's
It's
insane.
clearly like one empire waging war against another empire that's a hell empire. It's you know what? It's a lot like imagine Jin Ro getting sent to Hieronymus Bach painting
Yeah.
to wait to
Yeah.
like infiltrate
Okay.
it.
No, yeah. That's like the closest I could actually
There
imagine
you
it.
go. That's our boy. Love me
Just
some Hieronymus.
fucking, it looks amazing. I can't wait to see what they do when they get like a good story or a good like real good writer in on this and make something amazing.
I mean, I just don't think that's gonna happen because this took like over a decade
Whatever.
for him to even get to make it.
I don't know. I feel like this had a really good reception, so hopefully,
Yeah,
he'll get more money and more funding, and
Well, then you'll have Mad God 2, you'll get a Pines brother in it, and then they're going to say hilarious quips throughout.
oh god,
I get like I don't even years to start making it. I think this is actually a case of making it and shelving it and making it and shelving it, like actually
oh yeah,
shooting
for
scenes
sure.
of it and then having to stop, and then whenever they got more money they could do more of it.
No, this is a project
Like,
where like all footage was saved, and eventually, once we hit the X amount of footage, we could edit it up and slap it out.
yeah,
That's what it
Yeah,
yep.
is. It's not going
like
away. They didn't delete it.
if anyone has a chance to watch it, definitely watch it. It's great, but
Yep,
interesting, amazing.
it's
Watch.
on Shutter.
Yes.
It's on, if you have AMC Plus, that includes all of Shutter.
It's
Oh
always
shoot,
I
really?
think Shutter is like, I feel like one of the top streaming platforms, not for like amount of content, but in like they're putting out like the weird shit.
well, it's because they're actually having like they're dedicated. It's like
Yes.
here we want horror. We're gonna give you horror. We're not like, oh, we're gonna get no. We don't have to try to do some like MILF Island or whatever. We're just here's just a spooky movie, and we have a
Well, so we're
lot
not
of
doing
them.
everything. We're just doing more. That's
We're
it.
we're only spooky. That's that's Shudder's tagline. Is it spooky?
Okay.
We'll do it.
Okay, cool. Actually, I was going to get AMC Plus for a specific show, so I
What
might
show
see if
was it?
uh
Don't be embarrassed.
no, it's a show called shoot, what was it called?
As you think. I don't. Was it something that one of the red
Yes, it was.
letter medias says?
Yeah, I think it was Kevin Can Fuck Himself.
Oh, that one.
Yeah.
That one looked fascinating.
Yes.
Where it's like King of Queens whenever the guy's on screen, but then when he's not, it just turns into like a dark drama.
Drama? I'm like, oh my
Yeah,
god,
okay.
that's so
I've heard about that one too. I just haven't watched it.
Yeah, like it like hard cuts. Like so it's just King of Queens whenever like fat guy husband's on screen doing his hilarious schemes, and then when he's not on screen, it turns into like a serious drama where the wife is dealing with the consequences of her husband like doing the schemes and whatever, which in a sitcom is hilarious, but in real life is like terrifying to like not like just it's like it doesn't work. It's like how that would ruin you. He just said the boss, that's my pants, and everyone laughed, and then he got a promotion. But those people lost their jobs. But no one cares.
And then you also watched Wednesday too, didn't you, Drew?
Yeah, that show sucks. We talked about that last week. That show sucks.
Yeah.
Well, okay. So I don't know how audible I was last week. So I don't actually know how much people heard me talk about how much Wednesday is terrible.
In and out.
I just said it was like Mutant Land, and I think people got the drift. You got the
Yeah.
gist. It's just another one of those.
But yeah, it's just I just don't understand at all. Like, it's the Tim Burton thing, and it's the dark thing. So people just are naturally like, "Oh, it's so good," and I think they say that because it's like different from what they normally ingest.
But it
It's
still
the
has
same reason I feel like yeah.
it has the familiar wrapper of something they either saw or knew of as a kid, but this time it's dark and edgy for real though.
Yeah, 1,000%. And so they just get to watch and experience something mediocre, but it's slightly different than what they normally ingest. So it's like, oh wow, it's so interesting.
Yeah, I just don't really. I like my media consumption's gone way down. Way
That's
down.
So go ahead, Nolan.
I don't know. That's literally what I've been doing because I'm trying to catch up on all the 2022 movies I've kind of been missing.
Yep.
Which already blew through. The last ones I watched were The Menu, Banshees of Inisherin, Everything Everywhere All at Once. I can't remember what was the last one I watched because it's been a bit.
Tar.
Wow.
Did you just say car?
No, tar with a T.
Oh, I thought
T
you
is in
said car,
Tyrannosaurus.
as if there's just like we've
No.
gotten to the point where we're just making movies out of objects now.
I wish. I'm probably going to see the new Puss in Boots this week because I keep seeing stuff for it. I'm like,
I really
oh,
want to see that.
looks interesting.
I hear it's good.
Like,
I hear from many
I've
sources that it's
just
good.
the animation quality looks so on point, and it's like, why did they go so hard for Puss in Boots?
All I know is like
I don't know.
Adam of Your Movie Sucks gave that movie a 9, and he rarely gives anything
Oh,
above a 7.
that's real.
Yeah, I know.
I don't know. I don't think I like Adam.
That's okay.
That's fair. Yeah.
Like that's
I don't
completely
think you're
fair.
supposed to.
I make no, but that's part of why I think he's good is that he actually like if you have people go I don't like him, I'm like yeah, that means he's doing something legitimate, not trying to be like everyone likes me, everybody.
I feel like the perfect place is in between Your Movie Sucks and then at the far end, whatever podcast is shilling the next Marvel movie.
Oh, the actual Collider that Red Letter Media made fun of,
Yeah.
where they're just like
If you're in between there, I feel like you're just a great reviewer.
yeah. I don't know. Like part of me, I've always felt like
That's quite a wide swath.
I know it's huge.
I have always felt the value of the most hyper subjective review because I feel like that has some inherent merit either about the reviewer or about like the taste or whatever, because then you can look at that person and see what they either like and go like, okay, I understand, or I understand the opposite because your review is so bad and you hate it, which means it might be good.
Yeah.
That's true. Oh yeah, this just came. I forgot. I did actually watch another movie. Watched Jurassic Park Dominion, but I can't remember.
That movie also stupid.
I can't remember anything I saw from it, so that might not be
You
good.
remember the giant locusts?
Yeah, that's the only thing I
Yeah.
heard
Remember-
about that movie is that it's mostly about like bugs and not about
Like,
dinosaurs.
Like I'm having to reach into my brain to like, pull out what happened in that movie. Okay, something about bugs, and there were dinosaurs, and there was an evil Steve Jobs guy.
Those movies are just turning into like bad Resident Evil movies.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
they
the
are.
giant bugs is literally like Resident Evil. Like, and it's all about like
No,
gene
Kevin.
editing.
Capcom has a franchise for this already, Kevin.
Yeah, it's Dino Crisis,
Cool.
but Dino Crisis went
Yeah.
incredibly off of the rails.
So these are just turning into bad Dino
So
Crisis
when is
movies.
Chris Pratt gonna be in the infinite spaceship where he has to fly around in his jetpack and shoot the trans-dimensional dinosaur mutants?
When does Chris Pratt have to ride a sled of velociraptors in a race with Dom
Okay, no, that's starting to
while
get good.
Tom Cruise is doing a stunt?
Well, see what we know is that will never happen because the Fast and the Furious has no fantastic elements. It's only real. If you thought they had
like,
powers, you were stupid. The movie looked at the screen
Yo,
and said you were stupid.
That motorcycle to base jumping stunt was sick as hell, though, that they posted the making of. The like 9-minute featurette of like, nah, but we had to do this stunt and capture it. Tom Cruise demanded it,
Yeah.
but he was right. It was sick as hell.
Well, that's you can say a lot about Tom Cruise, and a lot of it. But I do like that he's committed to like, no, we're gonna do the movie stuff as real as possible. I'm like,
I feel like he's just like getting closer to like, I want to go out in the most baller way possible.
That's
So
okay.
Yeah, really.
If I die here,
Film
that's
it.
it. If not, it's going to be the best movie ever.
Keep the camera rolling. If the chute doesn't open, you film that. You put that on IMAX and 3D. I want multiple viewing angles of it.
Put the kids in there. It's now a G-rated. Bring everyone in. They got to see it.
I love when stunts go wrong in the final film.
Keep it.
Like in Road Warrior, when the guy like gets launched off his car or motorcycle and his legs hit and shatter and break, but he does these sick front flips while flying, and they're like, well, we had the shot, so we used the shot.
Yeah, we're not gonna not use it.
Listen, we saw that guy break his ribs. They're not gonna not use it.
That's genuine pain. That's
That's
beyond
genuine
actor.
shock and fear in those actors' eyes.
Yeah, you can't do that. I like that. Not that happened to those people, but I like it though.
Watch it happen to a man.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of that.
Okay. Anything else you've been kind of doing, playing, or watching?
This week for us has been like Kelsey rewatching nostalgia Disney movies, which are the not big ones. So this week I have watched Treasure Planet, Atlantis, and Dinosaur.
Okay, so I remember Treasure Planet. I watched Dinosaur and have zero memory of it. I did not see Atlantis.
Dinosaur is just bad CG Land Before Time, the first one.
Why does that one dinosaur not talk? If he's a dinosaur, I don't get it.
That bothered me too, and I raised that issue, and Kelsey basically told me to shut up. And I was like, listen.
No, that's
like,
great.
No, he's a pet dinosaur. Imagine
Goofy.
It's Goofy and Pluto.
Yeah, but Goofy is anthropomorphized, so he's allowed to talk. Pluto is not. Pluto is a dog. Still regular dog. These are all dinosaurs. They're all four-legged walking beasts. But one of them is just, I guess, intellectual disability dinosaur.
Yeah, there you go. Is it like which kind of dinosaur is it? Is it like a Stegosaurus that like notoriously had no brain?
You know the ones that are like kind of flat and like they got like the shell on the back and the hammer tail.
Yeah, the Ankylosauruses or whatever.
Yeah, it's one of those.
Well, no.
How come the carnivores can't talk to the herbivores?
Also, yes.
Also, well, not even like it's a different language that they couldn't understand. It's just it's a monster roaring.
Is Dinosaur, the prequel, or sorry, no, I guess I should say, is Zootopia the sequel to Dinosaur?
Ooh, I would like that idea.
That's a thought.
That's a good one.
I gotta think
Yeah,
about that.
you guys are really scraping the bottom of the barrel of Disney properties.
No, he hasn't
Well,
gone to like
so
the
it's
Disney Channel live action movies.
No, that's the
No,
absolute
it's because every time like some movie like this starts, it's always because this was like the VHS that was at her grandma's house.
Okay. No,
No,
that's
So
that makes
It
more
was the
sense.
VHS that my grandma.
So yeah, it's a bad case of like, no, we have Disney at home, and it's like Disney at home dinosaur.
Yeah, and you watch
I
Dinosaur.
specifically remember watching Dinosaur at my grandma's house.
Yeah, 'cause
That's as accurate
it's
as
a
it gets.
dinosaur movie.
Dinosaurs.
Yeah, it's like
Oh.
how I watched Fern Gully. We didn't have Fern Gully. I didn't see it in a theater, but I've seen Fern Gully.
Yep, at some point it showed up in your life.
And I watched it. I think it might have been like at a daycare. It might have been somewhere.
My third favorite animated Tim Allen movie.
I know I'm too deep in the internet because I was having a conversation with like Kelsey and another friend about Ferngully, and they're both like, I like Ferngully, and I was like, no, you don't. You haven't seen it since you were a child. If you saw it now, it's not good.
Yeah.
You don't want to watch Ferngully.
I have also haven't seen Ferngully in, I don't know, 15 plus years, and that's also in my head like, oh yeah, I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I saw.
Oh, yeah, I'm
I think
pretty
I
sure I
saw
liked
like
it.
every of the Don Bluth animated films somehow.
I don't think Ferngully is Don
Is
Bluth.
it? I thought it was.
I don't think it
Is
is.
it?
Ooh, I actually don't know either.
Is Fern
It feels Don Bluth, so I know what you mean.
Yeah, I don't think it. Oh, it's not.
Yeah.
I thought it was, but apparently it isn't.
Listen, I have a preternatural ability to tell you whether or not a movie is or is not a Don Bluth film.
So, like, what's next on the list? Are you gonna go through We're Back
John,
and
I'm
Gone
fucking
West?
No, I don't think so.
I did not like We're Back, a
I'm just gonna like
Dinosaur
play
Story.
Penguin and the Pebble.
Wait,
Listen,
what?
also not good, but I have a soft spot in my heart for We're Back at Dinosaur Story.
I didn't like
Roll
that
back the
movie.
clock, roll back the rock, roll back the clock to the dawn of time.
And sing the song
The
with
South's gonna do it again.
me. Yeah.
I don't know. That movie.
I like it where he turns evil at the end, but that's about
Yep,
I think
I like Professor Screw Eye.
it.
it didn't do it for me. There's like a
That
memory
movie
hole of
is-
that one.
Yep, that Walter Cronkite is in that movie.
Secret of Nim.
Yeah.
I like that movie.
Yeah.
Big fan.
I want to
See.
like that movie more than I do.
I like that movie.
It's just
What
kinda
about
boring.
I
Brave
thought it
New
was
West?
really cool when it was revealed that Nim was just like rat experiments on the rats. I was like, oh, that's
Yeah.
sick. I thought that was
Yep.
the coolest. I'm like, oh, it wasn't magic, even though it kind of is also magic. It's just like,
Well, no, there is
It's
also
magic to them.
too,
yeah, I know,
though,
like there
yeah.
is magic in there, but it's just like, nah, these rats they got like genetically altered. And then
Yep.
that was it.
And then there's Nim 2,
I did not see Nim
Timmy's
2.
I
Quest.
did not see that.
No. Direct to
Don't.
I think even as like a child, like I knew direct to DVD was a no. It was either like Aladdin 2 or Lion King 1.5 or whatever. One of those two told me like, no, just stay away. If it did not come out in theaters, you just let that one go.
Like, it's one of those things where as a kid you can't put your finger on it, and as an adult you're like, oh, it's the budget is worse, and like so the animation looks different and suffers because of that. But like you don't understand fully like why does it look different?
I think it was Aladdin 3 that messed me up. Because like the Aladdin
The
cartoon
King
was
of
coming.
Thieves.
Yeah.
Because the Aladdin cartoon was coming on, and that kind of like lowered
Yep.
my standard for Aladdin. So when Aladdin 2, I was like, oh, okay, that's fine. It's at network television quality. But then Aladdin
Yep.
3, and I'm like, I don't like this. Even though the idea of Aladdin meeting up with his dad is like an interesting idea.
There are 4 Aladdin movies, aren't there?
I think there are 3. There's
My
Return
brain
of
wants to think
Jafar.
There's 1, 2, and then I think the direct-to-DVD one, which is a lot sad.
Yeah.
I guess the show might have something.
The show might have like something where like one of the maybe like a finale or whatever.
Oh, they definitely have the Hercules Aladdin team up.
Yeah, I like that
That's
episode.
the important one.
That was a good one because that Hercules show was not great. It had some.
No, it was
No.
not.
It was not my favorite. But the Aladdin show I thought was like shockingly okay. It had some cool
Yeah.
stuff. I like the dude who had like a skeleton hand.
Oh yeah, evil Aladdin.
Yeah, he was evil. I like the cat lady who was like an evil wizard. Like it felt like you had like actual like yeah, these villains make sense. That's something that would dealt with Aladdin would have to deal with at some point.
Compared to the Hercules show where it's just Hades every
Yeah,
episode.
it's always Hades.
Fucking
He's
around.
always doing some shenanigans, and you're like, okay.
And every so often, which I did like, which is anytime Aphrodite showed up, it was a flip of the coin who it was going to be to beat up Hades for flirting with her.
Yeah,
It was either going to be Hephaestus or it was going to be Ares, but you never knew which one
it could be either.
because that's how it goes
Where's
in those
Kratos?
stories.
There you go.
As great as
Do
that.
that. Put Kratos in the Aladdin show. The Ghost of Sparta.
Yo, Aladdin, listen, we got to get out of here, all right?
We gotta
Ghost
get out
of
of
Sparta's
Athens
coming
right
out.
now. It's gonna get real bad. You're gonna have to go to another mythology. You can either go to
Go hang out with Aladdin in the Middle East.
yeah,
Just
go
get out of
down
here.
there. It's gonna be
Let's go.
fun. You might Anubis is pretty cool. Maybe Set and Horus.
He's pretty chill compared to Hades. So
Yeah. I like Anubis.
No, do you guys? So, Drew, do you guys have like a list you're going through, or is it just like spur of the moment kind of thing?
It's just spur of the moment. It's whatever she sees on Disney Plus. Also, we've watched the
Oh.
3 Lord of the Rings extended cuts this week.
How was
Okay.
that?
I think the stuff they cut is mostly like lighthearted stuff, and it's not like quippy jokes. It's like actual lighthearted moments that are, separate from the serious bits. And I think it benefits from them,
Huh.
but
That's-
also I don't think it should have been released
Well,
to theaters
that's
that way.
more
I
like
think
the
that helps.
Tolkien tone. Like the Tolkien tone of the
Mhm.
book is not like all grim. It's mostly like a fantasy adventure. Sometimes, listen, sometimes we're gonna be
Sometimes
walking
it's
on
dark,
the trail.
sometimes it's not.
We're gonna sing a song, and actually, it was a pretty good day today.
Yep. It's
I
I feel like
couldn't
those
tell you
should-
which is different because I've only watched the extended cuts before.
I've only watched the
I've
regular.
never watched the
cuts.
regular.
Yeah.
So I do think the extended cuts should just be turned into a TV show, because each one's like 4 hours long, so that's 12 hours of stuff. That's a season of content right there.
Yeah, but then Amazon can't make its original Lord of the Rings show.
That no one cares about.
How people love Kellogg's Blueberry. They love him. Whenever he's
I
not
do.
on screen, people are saying, when is Kellogg's Blueberry
Where's
going to show on
Kellogg's
screen as a
Blueberry?
ghost? And like mind control an orc. That's all we want. What? Yeah. So it's like what? So I'm just trying to think of like movies that would like The Rescuers and The Rescuers Down Under. I saw
Yeah.
that.
Rescuers Down
Aristocats.
Under sucks. I like the first Rescuers.
I
Yes.
think I watched The Rescuers Down Under more because it was like more often, but I did like the first Rescuers because it made more sense. It was like, okay,
Yeah.
these little mouse are trying to help that orphan girl.
Yep.
That's it. That's her hope. I
See,
didn't
a
like
real
the
bottom of the bin one. Oh, is it Aristocats?
yeah
Of course.
Aristocats.
The Great Mouse Detective.
Oh,
Yeah,
Great
Great
Mouse
Mouse
Detective
Detective.
rules.
I love that one. I don't think she likes that one, so that one's never gonna come up.
Oh,
Um,
I'm trying to
I
think of like
feel
the
like Aristocats is not far away from the Black Cauldron. Also, will probably never come up.
I do
What
not.
about Oliver and Company?
I think we almost watched that one.
Is Kelsey
I've
down
never
with the
seen.
David Bowie Labyrinth? Or is she not going to be down with David Bowie Labyrinth?
I showed it to her the first time she watched it. I showed it to her, and she
Okay.
seemed to enjoy it.
Okay, that's good, because I like David Bowie Labyrinth.
Yep.
I just don't know if that's on the Disney, because it's like Jim Henson, but I don't know if that's all that's Disney now, or someone else owns
Yeah, I have
it.
no idea.
I have no
No, I
idea.
think all that is still Nickelodeon.
Well, yeah, all that. You got Good Burger. What is Kelsey's opinion on Good Burger?
I think it would be. Oh yeah, I guess that existed. She probably would not remember it.
Hey, you remember that skit from all that? And she'd go no, and then that'd be the end of it.
Yeah, it's like, what's all that? Oh,
That's-
you remember the Amanda Show? No. Do you
No.
remember Jake and Josh?
No.
Yes. Okay, so
Okay,
Jake and
now
Josh
we'll
have
start
guest
working
stars
back.
on the Amanda Show. What's
See,
the current
Hey,
Nick
sure.
universe?
I don't know. It's like
know.
SpongeBob, like some Teenage Mutant Ninja
SpongeBob-
Turtle show.
Isn't it like some?
Garfield.
Isn't some like superhero show or something
Charlie
with
Danger
like a
or
superhero
whatever.
kid?
Henry
Yeah, something-
Danger?
yeah,
Yeah, there you go.
I thought that was Disney.
No, that's
Is it?
Nickelodeon.
I don't know.
Henry Danger's Nickelodeon.
I don't either.
Because that's part of like the Dan Snyder like foot fetish, whatever.
Okay.
It's part of that.
Zoe 102's getting made.
Why?
Because they have to reboot
'Cause-
everything.
Cause you demanded it.
That goes into something where like my dad and I
Final season better. Go ahead, sorry,
we're
go
like
ahead.
watching football because it's football playoffs, and we have to watch it on like the network TV, which means commercials show up like a plebeian, like some kind of creature, and the commercials are there. And even though I'm looking at my phone, you still absorb some of them. And like all the network commercials are like reboots of shows that I don't understand why. Like it's
Like Night Court.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's the one
was
where I
the
was like,
joke.
why is Night Court back? Where's all? It's like that tweet. It's like, where's all the buzz? Or like the Night Court fans, they're ready, and Magnum PI, it's back now, and you're like, but that doesn't work with just some dude. Hey, did you like the Arnold Schwarzenegger movie True Lies? Well, how about True Lies, the TV show, featuring some guy? I'm like, I don't get it.
Who is this?
Who is? I don't get who this is for.
Get out of my house.
It's
I
to
just-
trick
I
old
don't
people
know.
who see.
It feels like it's
Oh,
trying to
True
trick
Lies.
me.
Get it.
It's like me and people 10 years older. I think it's like people 10 years older than me. That's like that kind
Yeah,
of error. But it's
probably.
like, yo. Some of it's trying to trick us when you're getting crap like Zoe 102. That's more in our like age demographic.
Yeah, I feel safe saying MASH will never get rebooted because it's too anti-war and anti-military.
Oh, you say that. No, they'll spin it, Drew.
Yeah, you know what? I
Give me
like the idea of
MASH.
MASH.
No, they'll spin it.
MASH the Iraq
Frank
War.
Burns is the main character.
Oh
now.
no, you can tweet. Drew, I disagree because that can
Oh
be
no,
tweaked.
I take it back.
The tone of that flip flops, and you keep the
Yeah, no, it's going to be like overly serious, and it's going to be
yeah.
like a
It'll
drama.
be a wartime docudrama, but like one of the doctors will just be named like Hawkeye. He will have no relation, but it'll just be like the character names will be the same, and they'll be in the mobile hospital.
Mobile Army Surgical Hospital.
That'll be the last episode where they'll reveal they were the MASH all along.
Maybe the real MASH was the friends we made along the way.
At some point, like an old general rolls in, and it's Alan Alda.
Yeah.
I would like to think if that was the tone of the new show, he wouldn't
No,
do
he'd
it.
never show up.
I'm just trying to think of like
I feel like
what
you couldn't damn it.
what shows.
Yeah.
I think we've talked about this, but I think it's a fun discussion of like what live action show or whatever are they going to try to reboot to get me? Like, is Home Improvement going to come back?
Cheers.
I don't know, because that was like Frasier.
Wait, yeah,
Frasier's kind of like the sequel to Cheers. I liked Frasier.
but Niles is not coming back.
No. It's like, are you going to put like...
Are you afraid of the dark?
That would be... That's like a Netflix... That's the next Wednesday. I can kind of feel it.
Yep.
You can feel it, like it's gonna show up and it's gonna be like, hey, it's like Stranger Things Wednesday. Are you afraid of the dark? Talk about that one episode where the kid was trapped inside of like our video game and it was a pinball all along. Or that one. What's your favorite?
Is Channel Zero good? Is Channel Zero good? Real quick.
I don't know. I haven't seen it.
Okay, Nolan, do you know?
If what?
Channel Zero.
Channel Zero, is it any good?
I have no clue what that is.
Oh, that's the one where they take like internet creepypastas and turn them into like seasons of TV.
Yeah. I've only recently started working on my back.
Just make
X-Files? I'd be okay with like a new X-Files.
No. It's gonna be X-Files, but it's gonna be creepypasta crap.
Yeah, that's okay. Yo, that'd be what I'd do for the SCP show. I'd just take the good ones and pay the people that wrote them.
Yeah.
So I have two favorite Are You Afraid of the Darks?
All right, yeah, that's what I wanted to talk about. Let's go.
The one, and the showstopper we'll start with the clown episode, the clown nose episode.
I vaguely remember because I have a different showstopper, but like, so tell me about it.
The one where the guy goes to the amusement park and steals the clown nose off of like
okay, yes,
an animatronic clown.
Okay, I remember now.
And the clown comes to get its nose back. I just remember like him locking the door with the little latch, and the balloon inflates under the door and just flies up and unlocks it. And then the other one is like where they're recently moved into like a cabin in the woods or a house out in the woods, and there's some entity out there that's like absorbs people's age so it can stay young forever. And like the girl like sees her like parents like old and wrinkly, and she's confused, and she like steadily pieces like her new friend is actually like a monster.
I think it was like a ghost or something. Was this on the beach?
Yeah. I don't think it was on the beach. I
want to say it was like at a lighthouse.
I don't know. I can definitely feel lighthouse vibes from the house I'm imagining, but I don't think it was a lighthouse.
Because I remember there was one with like the age. It was like a child or whatever. The child was stealing the age to stay a child, and they were like on a lighthouse or something. But maybe I'm forgetting. It might be. You could forgive me for putting Are You Afraid of the Dark episodes combined together.
Yeah, I can.
Yeah, so my Are You Afraid? My honorable mention is the one where the guy gets transported to the video game and he thinks he beat it, but he didn't, and it just keeps on going. That's like honorable mention 1. Honorable mention 2 is where the girl has to go take a test or whatever, and it's revealed she's an alien. I don't know if you remember that one.
I don't remember that
She's
one.
it's like some kind of fun. She's like testing a new toy or whatever, her and her friends, and then her friend realizes that like the new toy is like an alien mind control device, but it turns out that her friend was a sleeper agent all along.
No,
But
I do not remember that one.
okay, so my top two Are You Afraid of the Dark are different than Drew's but they both basically have the same plot. Number two is the one where the kid is at a on like a summer camp or maybe just on a trip visiting his uncle at the lake, and
Yep, I know this one.
and every night the monster comes out of the lake and tries to get him whenever he goes to sleep. And his uncle like has like bells and alarms, and it goes, yep, when that triggers, it's coming. And I have to wake up. And my number one is the invisible monster in the pool. Do you remember that one? Where
No, I don't
like
remember
people
that
are
one.
getting drowned and disappeared and like near the school swimming pool, and they realize there's a monster in there, and then they pour like chlorine or something in the water, and it comes out like rotting and like visible and screaming.
Oh,
And I was like,
Nope,
yeah, that's the
don't remember that
one.
one.
It's great.
yeah, no, we need more horror for children.
Yeah, I love
Yeah, we do.
kids need to be scared. They need it. They love it too. Kids
Do you have
need
any
it.
favorites, Nolan?
I can't remember like a single episode.
If you have
Yeah.
goosebumps, that'll be allowed too.
There's only been a few Goosebumps, and that's gonna be was it The Mask and probably the first Slappy dummy one.
I liked. I think it's
I like.
like in memory, like as a child, I don't think I liked the goofier endings to the Goosebumps better, but as an adult, I think that that's better. It's more funny.
Yeah.
Like there's like one with like the mud monster or whatever, and it was going to attack, and then like his little sister gave it a lecture so long it just like dried out and was bored.
Oh yeah,
Like I think
I
that's
remember
great.
that.
That's sick. Like A plus.
I do like the episode where they're like getting replaced by their mirror image counterparts, where they get switched places, so the mirror image will take over, like we'll put them in the mirror and they'll come out into the real world. And it finally ends with them getting all of them put back in the mirror. And what I love about it is the main kid was dumb enough to go back to the mirror and he got replaced again.
Yeah. Well, that's something a kid
Was
would
it,
do.
don't go in the basement. I take it back. Was probably my
Yeah.
number one
Yep.
because I think that's one that actually scared me as a kid.
I liked all the ones with the body horror. I felt like that was a good thing to
Oh
go
yeah.
focus on whenever you were like a child going through puberty. I thought that was like, yeah, I can relate to that. Even though like the explanations were always terrible, but it's always like, yeah,
How awful.
here's the one where the guy gets like the hair growing on him, and then he turns into a dog.
You were a dog the whole
You were
time.
a
though.
dog all along, and I'm
Huh?
like, that's not scary.
Yeah, what's the one that ends with like the family living in their house that's like, and there's giant ants, and so this is like the ant farm for the giant ants is the like people farm.
I don't remember.
I don't know.
Because I remember the kid just being like, oh, it's like another day, and like then he gets freaked out when he pours his cereal and it's like the blue pellet ant food, and he is like, oh,
Oh no.
terrified.
The ants.
And then it cuts to giant ants outside.
There's what's the one? It's the oh no, my librarian's a monster. But then, well, me and my family are also monsters, so we just murdered and ate him. Thank goodness.
I remember Beast from the East, which I didn't like.
I remember my teachers, the teacher from the Black Lagoon.
Oh. Yeah, this
Like, just Are You Afraid of the Dark was an overall better series than Goosebumps.
I think like Goosebumps had the pull of its covers. Like that's what sold that entire series. Is people would buy those books just
Yeah.
because the cover art.
And we didn't even have the Japanese cover
yeah, the
art.
Japanese Goosebumps rules. We've talked
yeah, I
about
went
Japanese
hard.
Goosebumps. I love Japanese Goosebumps. A+. But yeah, I like spooky things. I've been listening to some of the SCPs, catching up on some of them, reading some of them. I feel like there was a while there where people were just, instead of putting their SCP object tail in the tails category, they're putting it in the object category, and I didn't like those too much. Or it'd be like, here's SCP-5000, a tale of mystery and intrigue. I'm like, no, that's not an object. That's just a tale of mystery and intrigue.
That's just the problem of like community run wikis.
Yeah. Some of them were pretty good, though. I like the one where it was like, you're trapped in congestion forever. You're stuck in a traffic jam, and the traffic jam is slowly going towards someplace. And it ain't good. That was a good one. One of the ones I saw recently was about like a claw machine, but every claw machine had a stuffed gorilla, and like the gorillas all wanted to do guerrilla warfare if you took them out of the thing, but it was all like pranks. Like not like they were effectively harmless, but they
Just annoying.
Oh, it was very annoying. And the one time where one of them did like a trip, and then the guy tripped and like busted his head against the table. Like they said, "We're sorry, we're not gonna do that. We don't want." But like,
oh, that's precious.
Yeah, it's like I'm like, that's what I like to see. I like some of those where it's like, here's this weird thing. It's clearly magic. We can't have it out there. Oh, I did play they did the open beta of like the Warhammer digital card game on Steam. It came out on like Friday, and it ended I think today. It was like Warp Fords or something.
Any good?
It's okay. It reminds me of Hearthstone, like mechanically, because you get like the one increasing energy each turn. Your characters kind of do Hearthstone-y things. There's a few differences, but overall, like, it seems fine. I would say it depends how it's going to be monetized, because I can see it getting very expensive and frustrating, depending on...
like Warhammer.
Well, yeah, because it's kind of like, I don't know how the packs are going to be, because you can't really, like, use different factions with each other. So it's one of those things like, are you going to give me a rare orc, and then I don't have any, like, a rare orc that loves orc vehicles, and then I don't draw any orc vehicles. I only draw, like, space marines. So then it's like, well, now I don't have the rare for the space marines or the support. I guess I got to keep buying more packs. Like, that's my fear.
Yeah, no, that doesn't sound good.
Yeah, I don't know how that thing's going to be monetized. If they monetize it okay, I could see it being basically a Hearthstone replacement. But I don't know how popular Hearthstone is now. Blizzard's like shunting everything. I don't know if you guys have been keeping up on the Blizzard scene.
I haven't heard good things.
Like, they split up with their distribution of World of Warcraft in China, which is why, like, there's a video of them, like, just demolishing the Blizzard statue in China. And then you saw that, like, the NetEase is like, here's our new original game that I tweeted with China Don't Care. Where, like, it's clearly just...
Yeah,
Okay, Drew has to go. Bye, Drew.
Yep. Later days.
Later. We'll talk a little bit more about Blizzard, and then I'm gonna go, but you can go. Anyway, yeah.
Oh, no.
It's just clearly... It's clearly World of Warcraft models.
Globe of War Mallet.
Yeah. And you're just looking at it, and you're like, this is just World of Warcraft. You're just trying to do it again. You don't care. Like, that airship
Tencent doesn't care.
China they don't care. They'll do it. And then, like Hearthstone apparently is, like, cutting, like, its esports or whatever. And then, like, the Overwatch League is bleeding, and you're like, man, good job. Even though I think World of Warcraft is, like, pretty good right now. It's just a shame.
They were getting better, and now they've fallen back.
Yeah.
Listen, all right. Just remember, World of Warcraft and Games Workshop still aren't doing as bad as Wizards of the Coast.
Dude, like it's especially with
That's the good thing.
like you see the trailer for the
The
Dungeons and
most
Dragons
the
movie.
most greedy like motherfuckers are like doing worse than Wizards of the Coast. Who are like, oh yeah, we can be greedy even worse than.
Like it's
Ugh.
I feel like Games Workshop is feeling like they're a genius because Games Workshop is greedy and does stupid things all the time. I think we can all agree on that. As people who ostensibly like Warhammer, you look at Games Workshop and you're like, what are you doing?
Yeah,
But
you do.
but
Come on,
like
guys.
but like Wizards is just constantly like jumping on the rake and getting hit in the face. And you're like, okay, I guess you're I don't know, it just feels like every major like game or nerd company is just collapsing in on itself. Like Square
Yeah.
Enix, everything is failing except the Final Fantasy 14 department.
Of course.
And you're like, oh, and then Microsoft is like, well, we messed up Halo and had to lay off 10,000 people. And you're like,
Don't worry, Halo will be back eventually.
man, they really messed up Halo, which is kind of baffling. I think it.
It's like nothing to mess up.
Well, the reason was they just had to make content for it. Like, I want to say it's not hard, even though it clearly is. But it's just like, I don't know. No. You just had some guy in a suit. I feel like it's always just some guy in a suit that's yelling, I want more money. That's the crux of the issue. And then you're like, but
Probably.
we can't have more money. It's like, I want more. Anyway.
Listen, there's a finite amount of people. Look, listen, Microsoft CEO man, right?
Yeah.
We have a very large following of mostly all gamers. We're not going to get all gamers.
Why
We'll
aren't
get
you giving
close.
Fortnite?
We'll get a lot because we're not Fortnite.
I want Fortnite.
Well, we need to be more like Fortnite then. It's like, no. If we become Fortnite, we're going to lose a lot of the people that like us.
No,
for
I
being,
need Fortnite and I need
Halo.
League of Legends. I need Genshin Impact. Can you make this Genshin Impact? How about Pokemon?
Yeah. That's why I feel like Nintendo and Sony are doing a little better. Because they're like, oh yeah, you guys just make your things. We don't care.
Nintendo, well, except with Pokemon, where the quality apparently doesn't matter. Because the brand holds it through.
It never matters.
No, that brand. No, because the thing is, you just establish your brand. If you get to be that monopoly, then people love it. But you just can't have an alternative. I think
you could put out the worst Pokemon game ever, and then next year people will be buying the next Pokemon game.
I think that only works because there's no direct like competitor. Where like stuff like World of Warcraft, when World of Warcraft went down, Final Fantasy was there so people could just go over. Like if Halo is bad, I joke about Fortnite, but people can just play Fortnite or Counter-Strike or like Apex Legends or whatever. Like there's a lot of like first person shooter that's just right there. Whereas with Pokemon,
that's because like the main competitor of Pokemon looked at themselves and said, yeah, Digimon isn't going to beat Pokemon. Let's do our own stuff and just make RPGs.
Yeah.
And it was the right move.
It is right. I think Digimon I still have yeah, Digimon's alright.
Oh yeah.
Even though I haven't played a Digimon game
series
forever.
is good.
The Survive.
Yeah, Survive.
I still like
the Ghost game stuff. Yeah. Everyone's like, yeah, this stuff's great.
I like Agumon. I still think Agumon's cool. War Greymon, such a good design.
So good. I like Gabumon.
Yeah, I like Gabumon. I like that he's wearing like a wolf pelt, but then he gets to turn into a wolf.
I like Devilmon.
Yeah.
But more importantly, I like Lady Devilmon.
Yeah, there we go. And then you get and then on Cyber Sleuth to get the fused Lady Devilmon and Angel Womon. It's like
Yeah.
Nephilimon or whatever. I forget. It was a good Digimon. I used it on my party. I think my final party of that game was like a samurai War Greymon, because if you want to make War Greymon even cooler, give him like a fire sword. I had like the Angel Woman fusion and something else. I don't even remember what it was.
Some other cool ass one.
Yeah, I was like, yo, that thing's sick. We're putting it on there. But anyway, that's it for me. Anything else before we quit?
No, nothing really. Game wise, I haven't touched anything. Anime wise, I really haven't been watching anything. Like I said, I'm probably gonna watch Puss in Boots. I'll watch The Last of Us. See how that's going, because I know that's out now.
Yeah.
Which, if I'm gonna guess, it's just gonna be The Last of Us
I think
again.
it's just The Last of Us. That's my problem why I'm not interested in it. It's just because, like, I remember The Last of Us. And, like, story-wise, I feel like I'm watching the same... I would literally be watching the same thing.
Probably.
Like, I'm like, yeah, I remember Joel and Ellie. They go through, like, that, like... They go through, like, this flooded kind of place. The governor's mansion. And then they got to go through, like, the kind of high-rise, and there's the clickers. And then they meet that guy in his, like, suburb. And they hang out with him
Oh
for
yeah,
a bit.
Bill.
Yeah. And
They
then,
go hang out with Bill.
Mm-hmm. And then,
get a car. Go into the city.
Yeah, they go to the city. They have like the ambush on the way there, and then they meet the guy and his brother, and they kind of team up for a little bit, and then it's revealed that like they have some shooting problems, and
they go see his brother.
Oh yeah,
help his brother out.
Yeah, and then
they get a horse. They go to the college.
Mm-hmm.
Joel gets stabbed.
Yeah, that's where Joel. No, he falls on the rebar.
Oh yeah, on the rebar. Ooh.
Yeah, like because it's real bad. Like he falls, and it hits him like through the rebar, and then she has to like take care of him in the winter.
There's actually a point in The Last of Us that's like my favorite part of the game, and I kind of want to see that in show form. It's after when Ellie's out on her own and gets kidnapped, and Joel has to get up.
Oh, and he's like all hurt.
No, when he's all hurt and he's like running towards the guys and murdering them, and they're like, "Oh God, it's him!" Because he's at this point murdering 100 people.
Oh, Joel has murdered countless.
And they're terrified of him.
Yeah, Joel is a monster. It's how people should be reacting to Nathan Drake when Nathan Drake shows up. That man has killed like 4,000 people.
I can't believe they killed Joe. No, you murder so many people in that game. It's not like a surprise that
they want to kill him.
Someone would murder Joel.
Nathan Drake has killed like tanks and helicopters with like a pistol. That's really hard to do.
Oh, hold on, how deadly is Spider-Man Nathan Drake though? That's the real question. I haven't watched that movie.
He does not kill. It's fine. He doesn't really kill people, except at like the very end. They kind of like they have one of like the action movie. There's kicks off of like ledges, but he's not. It's PG-13 action movie. He's not like
he's picking up that propane and throwing it in someone's face and then exploding.
Yeah, we're not seeing that. There's a part in that movie where like Nolan North shows up and says, "Hey kid, what are you doing?" in like the Nathan Drake voice. And it's like the best part of the movie. Because Nolan North is just on the beach and he goes, "Yep, I've been there." And I'm like, "Oh, that's cute."
I kind of do love that. Never mind.
No, that's like the best.
I might watch.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to watch that then.
Yeah, I think that movie is like a 6 to 7 out of 10. It is like mindless, and I'm like, okay, because it's just a mix of like Uncharted 4 and it's like 4 and 3,
That's weird.
It's weird because
It's a weird place to start.
it's like it starts chronologically, which would be like Uncharted 4 chronologically is number one because spoiler, the tease at the end of that movie is like they're teasing for Uncharted 1. Like they're gonna go to the jungle to find the submarine. And you're like, okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
But yeah.
I see. Yeah, all right.
It's not bad. I
That's
didn't
kind of
think it was
dumb.
bad.
No, listen, as long as it's like passable and fun,
It's
that's all that
passable.
matters.
And it's enough where I'm like, oh, I remember that. Anyway. I gotta go. Later days.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.